Again, 2 weeks ago, there were 32 teams battling for the coveted crown. Now only 2 remain. Before a wild and screaming crowd at the Carver Center in Rock Island, Illinois, the NCAA Division III National Championship basketball game here on ESPN. Welcome to the Carver Center in Rock Island, Illinois, on the campus of Augustana College. This evening, a lot is at stake. It's the Division III National Championship game here on ESPN. The host Augustana Vikings battling the Potsdam State Bears from upstate New York. It should be a wild one. Basketball fever is running high here in Rock Island, Illinois. Brought to you by Natural Light. Taste is why you'll switch to Natural Light. Welcome, the Division III National Championship game from Rock Island, Illinois at the Carver Center, the campus of Augustana College. I'm Kevin Slayton alongside John Andres. John, I'll tell you what, if the game's anything like the crowd here, it's going to be a wild one this evening.
Super game coming up, I know it. This is absolutely the most exciting scene I've seen this year, and I'm just delighted to be here with you, Kevin. It's going to be a great one.
Augustana has the home court advantage this evening, and they're a very well-balanced team, although there is one particular player we might point out to the folks to keep a close eye on.
Well, Maxwell Artis, their senior co-captain, last night played a great game. He had 27 points, 19 in the second half, when he was working very hard to stop a great shooter in Ron Stewart of Otterbein. He's a terrific player. He leads this team, and he's one of the key 6-footers in the game, and you don't see that today much.
Well, John, one thing we might mention, a tremendous height disadvantage for the visiting team. We might say the visiting team. Augustana much bigger. However, the other ball club has been here before, and that is a tremendous advantage. 2 of their players started 2 years ago, and they finished the runner-up.
Well, they're led by a 6-footer also by the name of Ed Jacob, the second leading scorer in their history, a terrific player also in the backcourt. He played point guard last night and literally controlled the game in their very close win. Jacob's a fine, poised player. He's going to be tested to the limit tonight, however.
A big injury that we will tell you about for Potsdam State. Darrell Rowland is injured, and we may see him play, but he may be hampered as we go along. The National Championship game, Division III, all for you here on ESPN when we return. Tell him yes. Do you want the PA announcer introduced first? Do you want the?
Hello.
All right. Welcome back to the Carver Center at Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois. We're getting set for the introductions of the opening lineups this evening. The battle for the NCAA Division III National Championship in college basketball. I'm Kevin Slayton along with John Andres. And at this point, we're going to join the public address announcer this evening, Ted Lawrence, for the introduction of the lineups for both ball clubs.
Championship game. For Potsdam, a 6'3" senior from Latham, New York, number 22, Scott Franco. For Augustana, a 6'5" senior from Chicago, number 34, Bill Rapier. For Potsdam, the other forward, a 6'3" senior from Brentwood, New York, number 35, Maurice Woods. For Augustana, a 6'6" junior from Chicago, number 40, Craig Britnam. The center for Potsdam, a 6'5" senior out of Brentwood, New York, number 44, Derek Rowland. And for Augustana, 6'8" and a junior from Chicago, number 42, Shane Price. At one guard for Potsdam, a 6-foot senior from New York Mills, New York, number 10, Ed Jacob. And for Augustana, a 5'10" junior from Mount Carroll, Illinois, number 12, Bill Schneider. The other guard for Potsdam, a 5'11" freshman from Utica, New York, number 14, Leroy Witherspoon. And for Augustana, a 6-foot senior from East St. Louis, Illinois, number 20, Maxwell Artis. Potsdam is coached by Jerry Welsh. Augustana is coached by Jim Borcherding.
All right. There you get a good look at the coaches, Jim Borcherding on your left and Jerry Welsh on your right, where the scene is set here at Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois for the championship game of NCAA Division III. We'll be back with the opening tip-off right after this. Welcome back to Rock Island, Illinois. There you see the two officials who will be working this evening's game. Bob Showalter on your left, Mike Stuckner on your right. And John, they will be under a lot of pressure tonight with the home court advantage belonging to Augustana. It could be intense.
This arena seats about 3,500 people. I would say there's about 4,500 people here tonight. Kevin, this is going to be rock'em sock'em, loud basketball. And all but 120 people are for Augustana.
No question about that. There you get a look at the lineups, the starting fives for both squads. The Vikings of Augustana, the Bears of Potsdam State. After the opening tip, the out-of-bounds play, the ball belongs to Potsdam State. And the Bears bring it up court with Leroy Witherspoon, now throwing it to Ed Jacob. Jacob is the leader of this ball club. He does just about everything offensively, quarterbacks the team. There you get a good look at some of the crowd on hand. They're packed in here like sardines, and they make a lot of noise. Jacob now quickly into Mo Woods. He was the MVP in the East Regional. Witherspoon back outside now. Jacob will lead the offense, as we tell you. Jacobs. Witherspoon now driving the baseline. Up and over the man, inside for the bucket. Price did not get the block. I thought he would, John.
Not bad for a freshman. Witherspoon's tough. Now we're going to see a zone defense by Potsdam State.
Augustana breaks it. They are down 2-0, opening moments of the game. Their first possession so far. Inside they go to Price, the 6'8" man, shoots and gets nothing but air, and here comes Potsdam State the other way now with Jacob. They wanted to run, but they had to slow it down. Jacob couldn't handle the outlet from Woods.
This game is a battle of tempo now. Potsdam State has to control the tempo because they don't have the size of Augustana.
We've got a whistle underneath, and the first foul is whistle against Potsdam State, and it goes against the big guy, Derek Rowland. Rowland is playing with a severely injured hamstring in his right leg, and last night, Johnny took a tumble in their semifinal victory and injured his left leg.
He's an All-American player for Potsdam. He cannot afford to be out of the game for any point tonight. He's their only real big man, and he's only 6'5".
From the corner, the first shot by Maxwell Artis misses that. Here comes Potsdam the other way now with Jacob. Jacob trying to lead the break in the corner. He goes to Witherspoon. He brings it back outside, and Potsdam sets up the offense for the alley-oop in the bucket. Derek Rowland with his first bucket of the day.
That's two All-American players for Division III basketball. Do you think they're used to each other? Ed Jacob threw that pass.
Both seniors, as we said in the open, they played on the tournament team 2 years ago. They both started, and they finished second in the national tournament. So they have been here before. That gives them an added experience. Artis again from the baseline, and he hits this one. First bucket of the game for Maxwell Artis. 4-2 now, the Bears of Potsdam State. They have to be considered the underdog, even though they're ranked 5th in the country coming in. Mo Woods, inside he goes. Rowland again, has 2 more.
Kevin, if Rowland is hurt, number 44, he's hiding it well. The trainer really worked on him today.
John, one of the things most observers thought Potsdam could not do was go inside. They're the smaller team. Their tallest man, 6'5", going up against the 6'8" Price, but they've been able to do it successfully twice already.
Absolutely. They're really the underdogs, Potsdam State, that is, but they're veterans. They're so well coached, too.
A bad break this time for Potsdam, and the bucket goes to Price, and he's fouled by Woods. They tried to save it on the inbounds play. It hit the backboard and came off. And a bad break early for Potsdam. Price will be at the line. And he will be shooting 1. He's a 79%er from the free throw line. There you get a good look at the big guy, Shane Price. The 6'8", 185-pound junior. He's out of Chicago, Illinois. 6'4", Potsdam in the lead. He can bring them to within 1 now. Augustana, the Vikings, way short. An air ball thrown up by Price. A little tense, perhaps, in the opening moments, John.
That's all you can say about that. A big guy like that, not to hit anything, he's got to be nervous.
Well, a 79% free throw shooter. One thing we might point out, if it comes to a battle of free throws, Potsdam would seem to be at a tremendous disadvantage. They shoot just 58.6% from the free throw line. A horrid statistic when you consider they shoot 56% from the field. Good enough to be 3rd in the country. Potsdam on the attack. They're in the maroon jerseys. Augustana in the lighter colored. They are in the yellow, trimmed in blue. Ed Jacob now out at the point. He pops from 15 and he finds the range. Eddie Jacob now with his first bucket. And it's 8-4. Potsdam State in the lead.
The right things are happening for Potsdam. They're getting off to a good start.
They had to do that. One thing Jerry Walsh did not want to do is come out and fall behind early with this big crowd. Very much pro-Augustana. The cross-court pass goes to Artis. He sends it back to Britnam. Britnam from 15, no good. The rebound cleared by Rowland. And Jacob wants to run. Here comes Witherspoon now. He slows it down for Potsdam. Very disciplined offense, John.
Oh, such a well-coached team. We were watching them work out here today and reading the information about how Jerry controls his team. It's incredible the work he puts into the discipline of these guys. And boy, they execute, too. That's what we're seeing out here.
Franco with the drive, and he walked right through 3 players and got the easy bucket. Scott Franco makes it 10-4 Potsdam.
See, they spread that offense out so much, and they create openings by doing that.
Schneider now for Augustana as you get a good look at the pro-Augustana crowd. Little Bill Schneider. A whistle and a foul goes against Jacob this time. He was reaching in, and that is his first foul, the first personal on Jacob.
Augustana, the team in yellow, has got big guys inside. Now the zone defense that Potsdam is putting up is designed to make the shooting and the execution offensively come from the outside. Now the challenge is, can Augustana do what they want to do, and that's get the ball down low.
Artis from the corner. He's got it. Maxwell Artis. And a brilliant game last night in their semifinal win. He makes it 10-6 as Jacob brings it back for Potsdam State. Eddie Jacob now on the dribble, working on Schneider, gives it off to Rowland, and back out they come to Franco, spreading the offense again. Franco drove the lane last time for an easy bucket. This time Jacob penetrates, an off-balance pass. I think he was looking for Rowland, but it goes astray, and Rapier comes away with it. A whistle on the far side, and I think it's going to go against Franco of Potsdam State. He thought he drew the charge, John, but the official saw it another way. That's the first foul that goes against Franco. Potsdam with their 4th team foul. We've only played a little bit less than 5 minutes of the first half. That could be a telling tale as we go along. Artis bounces down baseline. That's Rapier. He misses. A rebound to Rowland, and a whistle and a foul comes against Price, I believe it was. That's who it is. Shane Price, the 6'8" junior, the leading rebounder for the Vikings. 8.5 rebounds a game he usually pulls down.
Full court pressure now by Augustana. They want to wear the smaller team down with this pressure, and they can do it. They did it last night in a sensational win. Augustana beating Otterbein last night 93-81 in the semifinal game. I might add, after falling behind by 14 points.
Franco penetrating, but he dished it off to Mo Woods. This is Jacob now. Nice pass to Rowland. He misses the basket, but he was hammered from behind by little Billy Schneider. Pretty physical going inside, John.
It's going to be with that big team, Augustana. There's Jacob. Now notice how he picks out his teammate and whips that ball over to him. What a perfect pass.
The term often overused in basketball, the quarterback, and that is certainly what Jacob is to this Potsdam State team. He leads the offense, and he leads the team in assists. 197 assists coming into this tournament. Rowland hits the first free throw. He'll get another.
As you mentioned earlier, too, Kevin, this man, Rowland, and his teammate, Jacob, were through the pass 2 years ago. We're in the NCAA Division III Finals, so they're not awed by this situation tonight.
The second free throw by Rowland makes it 12-6. Potsdam State in the lead now. We've played 5.5 minutes of the first half. Schneider now drives the lane, puts it up, gets his own miss, and pops it home. A brilliant play by Bill Schneider, retrieving his own miss in midair and laying it in for the bucket. 12-8 now. Potsdam State in the lead as Jacob breaks the full court pressure now.
Jacob dribbles that ball behind his back and through his legs as easily as anyone I've ever seen.
He does it like you and I walk to the drinking fountain. Franco now dishing outside. Scott Franco. Spreading the offense again, Potsdam State. That's Mo Woods. Leroy Witherspoon wants to go. Turns it on again and drives and scores, and he's fouled. Leroy Witherspoon gets the bucket and drew the foul inside. Augustana asked for a timeout, and they're behind 6, 14-8. Here's another look at Witherspoon's drive.
Great hesitation by number 14, Witherspoon, and then a full extension of his right hand using the backboard well and drawing the foul. 5'11", a freshman, but boy, is he poised.
Artis was charged with the foul. Maxwell, as you take a look at the Augustana huddle. Coach Jim Borcherding yelling out instructions to his squad. The Augustana cheerleaders just part of the color here this evening. A packed house at Carver Center in Rock Island, Illinois. We're happy to bring it to you. The battle for the national championship, Division III. There's a look at the Potsdam State huddle. And head coach Jerry Welsh. In 12 years, 236 wins, 91 losses for Jerry Welsh. Spectacular record, topped only by his counterpart this evening from Augustana, Jim Borcherding. 260 wins and 70 losses in 12 years at the helm. That man, Borcherding, the winningest percentage in Division III history. Witherspoon will be at the line. He'll shoot one. 14-8. Potsdam State in the lead. Witherspoon trying for his third point on the evening. On the season, he's one of their better free throw shooters, a 76%er, and he's got it. He's one of the only good free throw shooters on that ball club. As we mentioned, 58% free throw shooting team. 15-8 Potsdam State, a little bit of a surprise in the early going, John.
The zone defense is very effective. Brittenham, the leading scorer for Augustana, the man shooting, hadn't shot till now, and you can see he can do it.
That's his first bucket. Here comes Jacob the other way, and he's got it again at the other end of the floor. He is as quick as a little water bug running up and down the floor.
He knows when to keep going, and he knows when to pull up. And in that play, he felt he could go one-on-one, and obviously he was right.
Schneider now for Augustana, trying to penetrate, gets it down low. This is Artis from the corner, but a whistle before the shot, and the basket will not go. Rapier was knocked down for Augustana, and Mo Woods is charged with a foul, big number 35 inside. Mo can throw that weight around, a 6'3", 195-pound junior out of Brentwood, New York. And now checking into the game for Potsdam State, Bill Perkowski, as we take another look.
Take another look. Rapier hitting the deck, as you can see. He took a good shot on that play. Derek Rowland got him fighting through the pick.
Under the bucket, Rapier misses, tries his own tip and misses that. And Perkowski, who just entered the game, clears the boards, and here comes Potsdam State with a 7-point lead at 17-10. Eddie Jacob met at half court by Bill Schneider. They spread the offense again. So far, the offense has worked just as diagrammed, John.
That's a four-corner offense. You can see the man with the ball goes down the middle.
And puts it in. Scott Franco again.
It's incredible. They execute that four corners so well. Everybody stays disciplined in their respective corners. But you notice they don't hold the ball. They make something happen.
Franco now with 4 points. 19-10. Potsdam State with the lead. Schneider from 15. He's got it. Bill Schneider hits the bucket and makes it a 7-point lead now. Potsdam breaks the pressure with Rowland. This is Witherspoon now for Potsdam State. He wants to drive but brings it back out. Now he's going to go one-on-one with Artis. Back outside he comes to Franco. It seems like they just take turns. Franco dishes off nicely for the bucket and a foul. Perkowski got the bucket and the foul.
You can watch basketball for 50 years by the highest and the best in the game, and you'll never see anything executed as perfectly as this play. The passing, the ball handling, the spotting of the open man, and you can see on that play, Bill Perkowski, the recipient of a beautiful play, but he was as much a part of that as anybody out there. These guys can handle a ball so well on Potsdam State.
Scott Franco was the man who dished it off. Perkowski hits the free throw. It's 22-12, a 10-point Potsdam State lead. And to put it mildly, John, this crowd is in shock.
Do you believe this? I mean, we were feeling sorry before the game and discussing the advantage Augustana had playing here before their home audience, and it means nothing to this well-disciplined Potsdam State team.
Well, certainly getting the 10-point lead has taken the crowd out of the game somewhat. Rapier along the baseline, stepped on the baseline, and it belongs to Potsdam State. The turnover for Augustana, and they want a timeout. The Vikings call time to try to get things in order here. 22-12, Potsdam State in the lead. You're watching this Division III battle here on ESPN. College basketball at its best. We've also got hockey for you. NCAA Division I hockey live for you Saturday, March 28th, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 Pacific Time from the University of Minnesota in Duluth, Minnesota. Joe Boyle will be there calling the action for ESPN. Division I Hockey Championship live here on ESPN the 28th of March.
It's Jim Borcherding, Augustana coach.
John, what do you do when you're down 10?
You keep your poise. This team faced the same thing last night. They fell behind by 14 points in the first half against Otterbein, and unbelievable shooting by sophomore Ron Stewart, who had 14 of 20 from the field in the game. In the first half, I think he missed one shot, but they were behind 14. Everybody was stunned, but Augustana kept rolling, and they didn't lose their poise. It was amazing. I thought they were going to lose the game in the first half, but they kept at it. Tonight, I'm sure they'll do it again and not going to roll over. But they're going to have to start soon, because Potsdam State now is starting to think that playing here at Augustana before this enemy audience isn't too bad.
Well, one thing Jim Borcherding, in fact, expressed to us earlier this afternoon was the fact that his team felt a little more pressure playing in front of the home crowd.
That's right. They want perfection.
Scott Franco now handing off to Jacob, and the whistle and the foul goes against Schneider. They still haven't been able to solve that offense. There you get a good look at Schneider, just a little guy. Schneider, 5'10", 160-pound junior. He's out of Mount Carroll, Illinois. All of the players for Augustana all hail from the state of Illinois. Likewise for Potsdam State, everyone is from the state of New York. The long alley-oop for Witherspoon. He's open, fakes once, and now hits it. Leroy Witherspoon now has 5 points in this game for Potsdam State, and they have a 12-point lead.
I don't think they've made a mistake so far in the game. Everything they're doing is working right.
Potsdam State won by 2 as you watch Artis from the corner, and he hits to bring it to 24-14. Potsdam State winning over Ursinus last night, 63-61, and Coach Jerry Welsh told us my team can play a lot better. Well, they're certainly showing it this evening.
Every player on Potsdam State handles the ball well, and that's why this offense is so good.
Franco too hard off the glass, and the whistle and the foul this time goes against Rowland. And that for the big guy is foul number 2. They can't afford to lose him in foul trouble, John.
No question about it. Boy, we got some evidence of his jumping ability. He was sky high on that play as he tried to follow up the rebound.
Derek Rowland, who spent the afternoon in a whirlpool after injuring his left leg in last night's semifinal match. Inside they go. This is Price, no good. The rebound to Rowland now, and he leads the break. The big guy can handle the ball just as well. Jacob, usually dependable, loses it out of bounds.
First mistake for Potsdam State. What they're doing so well, as Jerry, their coach, said before the game, if that's a box out, they're not giving Augustana second shots at the basket. That's why they're doing so well right now.
Schneider now cannot penetrate, gets it to Brittenham. 15-footer is no good. Nice tap goal from Price.
So much for boxing out.
4 points now for Price in the game. He leads Augustana. Franco again behind the back. You know, Franco's impressed me as much as Jacob so far, John.
Yes, he handles the ball so well.
This is Jacob, and he's got 2 more for Potsdam, and it's 26-16 now, a 10-point lead. Jacob with 6 points. He and Rowland with 6 apiece for Potsdam.
Potsdam still in the zone defense.
The bad pass from Brittenham, I believe it was touched by a Potsdam player. It was, as Schneider goes back to retrieve it. Billy Schneider. Inside they go to Price. The turnaround is no good. The rebound for Rapier, and he's got it off the glass. Billy Rapier finally getting in the act with his first basket of the night. Witherspoon the other way, drives and puts it up, and it goes home. Witherspoon with a nice touch.
Talk about a team tough in transition from defense to offense. Potsdam State just rushes the ball, crams it down your throat. Tell you right now, though, the last 2 times down, Augustana doing a good job on their offensive boards and turning missed shots into points.
A 10-point lead, 28-18 for Potsdam. Schneider now drives and feeds it back inside the Price. Off the glass, and he banks it home. Shane Price now with 6 points for Augustana, 28-20. They creep to within 8. As close as they've been within a while. As you take another look at it.
Price on that nice side jump shot, using the backboard, showing that soft touch.
Jacob now driving, and a whistle, and it is against Augustana. The call will go. The crowd doesn't like it. The foul will go against Price.
Jacob is perpetual motion. Boy, does he spin well. Jerry Welsh talking to his Potsdam State team right now.
Jacob is like the water bug that I alluded to earlier. You cannot keep track of him, and he's darting and stopping and cutting and passing, and Augustana is baffled out there right now. Into the game now for Potsdam State is Pat Melbourne. He replaces Leroy Witherspoon. He should take a look at Jacob.
Jacob, as you can see, had pass on his mind at the end of that play. Derek Rowland almost got 2 points.
Jacob at the foul line. He'll have 2. First one goes. It's 29-20.
Thus far, second highest scorer in Potsdam State history. Just started the season in the number 5 position, and now number 2 behind his teammate Derek Rowland.
He hits the second one, so he hits both. A 70% free throw shooter, and the lead is 10 for Potsdam State. Jacob now with 8 points on the night. Brittenham sends it inside. It's whistle and a foul. This time goes against Perkowski of Potsdam State. Freestad checking into the game for Augustana now. Jay wears number 44. And he replaced Price. Interestingly, John, they have not been able to get the ball or not been able to get Rapier involved in the offense so far.
No, he hasn't done much, and it's because of the zone defense. Rapier, a very effective player, last night had an outstanding game. 19 points. He had 14 in the first half. Also had 10 rebounds in the game. Very strong game, and he was one of the reasons why they beat Otterbein in a very tough turnaround win.
Freestad hits the first one, a 73%er from the line. He's now got his first point of the night. It's 30-21, Potsdam State. He misses the second. Up high, Rowland tipping it to Perkowski, and Potsdam State now quickly gets the ball in the very capable hands of Eddie Jacob. 8:17 left in the first half. Potsdam State, the upstarts from upstate New York, have the lead.
They're using the entire court by spreading out their offense so much.
Jacob again now. He wants to drive, pulls up from 15, can't hit it. The rebound down to Rapier. Can he sky or what? He turned it over. Brittenham turned it over, and it belongs to Potsdam State. Right now, Augustana just can't buy a break.
Well, they're a little anxious now. They want to come back fast, as they did last night, but they've got to maintain their poise. I tell you, Jerry Welsh, take another look at that last sequence. Rapier really skying high to get that rebound. Jerry Welsh was saying, today he's going to play some zone defense. Here we get a look now. We're going to see the turnover. Brittenham handling the ball, but he palmed the ball. He turned it over, and the official got him on it. Jerry Welsh saying earlier, though, Kevin, as we recall, he wants to try and control the crowd, and he's done it so far. The Potsdam State team is controlling the crowd by getting off to the good start.
They've not been a factor at all so far. Franco checked out, and Mo Woods came in for Potsdam State while we took a look at those replays. So it's Jacob, Melbourne, and Witherspoon playing virtually a three-guard offense with Rowland and Mo Woods down low. This is Jacob now with the ball, number 10. 30-21, Potsdam State with 7.5 minutes left in the first half. From the Carver Center on the campus of Augustana College in Rock Island, Illinois. Everything at stake tonight, the Division III NCAA National Championship. And we're happy to bring it to you on ESPN. Something Jerry Welsh wanted to avoid, John, was having Augustana run a 10-2 spurt or a 15-2 spurt on them. Well, it certainly hasn't happened yet. Melbourne penetrating, looking for help, and I think he's going to get a 3-second violation, and that's what it is. He looked for help, finally got it from Mo Woods, but it was too late. Franco checking back in, and Melbourne now takes a seat beside Jerry Welsh on the Potsdam State bench. 30-21 with 7 minutes left. The folks are concerned at Augustana right now. Rapier sending it outside to Brittenham, all the way across to Tom Novak. This is Maxwell Artis. Brittenham from the corner, it's no good, and the rebound comes down to Rowland, and a whistle and a foul goes against Novak. He played an excellent game in a substitute's role in their semifinal win last night.
Rowland really can jump at 6'5", the biggest man on the Potsdam State team, but when the ball goes up and it's lying up in the air, as you're going to see in a second, 44 Rowland, boxing out well. You can see he's in front of his defensive man, was way up for the ball, is fouled on that contact. But once that ball goes up, Rowland becomes about 6'8", the way he can jump.
He misses the free throw, but they fortunately get the rebound as Franco comes clear with it. So Potsdam, missing the free throw as they do so many times, just a 58% free throw shooting team, gets the lucky break, and they have a 9-point lead.
Augustana cheerleaders very anxious.
About 5,000 other folks anxious also. Rapier nearly had the steal. Witherspoon to Mo Woods, and he misses. Look at Rowland underneath. Woods comes up with a loose ball. A battle and a scramble, and they finally call a travel against Brittenham of Augustana. The crowd wanted to travel earlier on Witherspoon, John, and there you see Jim Borcherding. He didn't like the call.
Another look at Potsdam State driving down the middle. Scott Franco handing the ball off. Witherspoon picking out his teammate. Woods on that side, jump shot. Oh, what a nice offensive move, sneaking in. Derek Rowland getting that rebound. Another look at the action a minute ago.
Jacob driving lane behind the back to Rowland. He jams it home. But an offensive foul on Jacob nullifies the basket. What a feed from Jacob.
Oh, boy. Augustana lucky about that. Talk about momentum after a great play.
Well, a basket that would have given them an 11-point lead results in a foul, and down at the other end of the floor, Jay Freestad will go to the line. You don't think they know each other, Rowland and Jacob? They're almost anticipating each other's moves with a little bit of an eye contact, and then they go to work.
What a pleasure to watch basketball executed this way.
The miss, it goes off, appeared to be Brittenham's hands, but the officials rule it the other way, and Augustana will control. There's a look at the 5,000 plus jammed in here, standing, sitting on the rafters.
Zone defense by Potsdam.
Inside they go for the easy one to Freestad. Well, that's why you want to zone off the inbounds play so you don't give up one like that, but they did anyway. Jacob now the other way. Gets it outside to Franco, 30-23. Potsdam State in the lead now. 5.5 minutes left, first half.
Augustana knows how to work hard. Notice those defensive players down low in the proper position.
Very patient offensively, John. If they don't have it, they simply come right back out.
It's not a freeze. They're not sitting on the ball.
Franco dishing to Woods, but another offensive foul. This one goes against Franco.
Jay Freestad of Augustana made a fine play. Franco driving down the middle. Freestad getting position after Franco had committed himself to the air. Franco then came crashing into Freestad. Augustana gets the ball. Turnover now. Something happening out here, Kevin. A little momentum building for Augustana.
The last two times Potsdam State has taken it to the hoop, they've been whistled for offensive fouls. Freestad hitting the first free throw to pull Augustana within 6 now at 30-24.
Crowd wants to cheer. They've been inhibited by the great play of Potsdam State in the first half.
Freestad now hits another one. He's been a factor from the free throw line, now with 5 points. 30-25, the lead is 5. It was once 12. Augustana has not led in this game. Witherspoon now looking for some help. Dribbles out of trouble. Leroy Witherspoon. Big Mo Woods. Now Witherspoon wants to get something going on the other side. He's working on Novak. Inside he goes to roll, and he's tied up, and we're going to jump it. Britnum tied him up underneath. Did he make a mistake by not putting it up when he was in the air, John?
Well, there were 2 defenders right there, and he was trying to get clear. Witherspoon controlling the ball, finding Rowland. Now he feels 2 men around him, and he wants to try and shake him off. And so doing, there was contact, but it was all hands-on ball. It'll be a jumper.
Potsdam State has called a timeout. They lead by 5 with 4:40 left in the first half. Augustana slowly creeping back into this one.
People literally hanging off the ceiling just about here. Carver Center. Tremendous evidence of the support for the Augustana team, and aren't they happy that their home team made it to the finals?
Just a super turnout this evening. NCAA Division III National Championship Basketball. You're watching it on ESPN. We've got National Hockey League action for you. Edmonton at Hartford live Wednesday, March 25th. That's this coming Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern time. That should be a super one. You can watch last year's most valuable player, Wayne Gretzky, taking dead aim on Phil Esposito's all-time scoring record in the NHL. Edmonton against Hartford live here on ESPN Wednesday night, March 25th, 7:30 face-off Eastern time. There's Jerry Welsh. And there's some of the Potsdam State cheerleaders making the long journey from just a fast break away from Montreal, Canada, in upstate New York, down here for this one.
We asked Jerry before the game how many fans Potsdam State would have here. He said 120. 22 hours, 2 bus loads, and here they are.
That's dedication. That is a long haul. Rowland gets the tip, and he tips it right to Tom Novak. Augustana controls. They trail by 5. They could creep to within 3, and that would be as close as they've been all night.
Still a zone defense for Potsdam State. It's working well. The zone is effective if everybody moves and the hands are up, and you can see Potsdam State moving together.
Britnum off the glass. It comes back out. We've got a whistle and a foul. Britnum can't believe that ball didn't find the mark.
This guy's an outstanding shooter, leading scorer for this team, only a junior. He's got a golden touch when he shoots the ball.
Well, he hits 48.5% from the field. He didn't get that one, but Franco fouled him, and he'll be at the line and shoot 2, where he hits 78%. There's another look at it.
Britnum going up for that jump shot. Going to use the backboard. Ball will never go in as much as this and still not stay in the basket.
It's been that kind of a first half for Augustana. They trail by 5. Britnum has a pair here, and he could pull them to within 3. He misses the first one.
Britnum shot 8 for 12 last night. having 16 points, 6 rebounds in that win over Audubon. Very effective, particularly in the second half when he had most of those points.
The lead is now 4 as he hits the second free throw, and nearly a turnover. Rowland handling the ball out of bounds and nearly lost it.
Artist, number 20 for Augustana, so quick.
Scott Franco, with his 3rd foul for Potsdam, is checked out of the game, and that could certainly hurt their cause. Melbourne is back in.
Notice when Jacob dribbles the ball how his head is up. He never looks down at the ball. That's why he's such a great playmaker. He can see everybody on the court.
Just a deft ball handler, Jacob. Pat Melbourne now trying to penetrate for Potsdam. It's the big guy now. Rowland wanted to go to the basket, but he got in trouble. Very patiently, they move it back out. They lead by 4, the Bears do. Spreading out the offense once again. Rowland wanted to go baseline, and Freestad fouled him.
Actually, Kevin, I don't think you'll ever see 5 men who can dribble the ball so well as a team. Every one of these guys is capable of playing in the backcourt. And they're also very good jumpers, every one of them, including the 6-footers. Gotta love a team like this. Jerry Welsh does such a fine job.
Rowland misses the free throw. Their big weakness, but once again, Mo Woods this time sky high to clear the boards. The foul on Freestad, by the way, was his first. 30-26, Potsdam State by 4 with 3.5 minutes left. First half, Witherspoon's gonna go to the bucket. Nice feed for Rowland, but he couldn't handle it. And another offensive foul. This time it goes against Witherspoon. His first.
Freestad again, sensing that situation of penetration. Freestad drawing the charge from Witherspoon. He left his defensive position and came over and helped his team the best by plugging the hole.
John, I can't help but think that that man, Coach Jim Borcherding, had to instruct his players during that timeout that they've got to start positioning themselves for the charge, because the last 3 times they've tried it, they've picked it up.
Potsdam State proved they know how to penetrate. You're right.
Freestad can't hit. Novak with an easy bucket. Misses, but Rapier follows for the basket. It's 30-28. The lead is 2. Bill Rapier now for Augustana with 4 points. The foul goes against Augustana on Novak now. Novak's second personal. Jerry Welsh along the sidelines. His once seemingly insurmountable 12-point lead has shrunk to 2 as you take another look.
Notice the ball handling of Ed Jacob now. He dribbles by 2 players. He's going to go behind his back, through his legs. Foul call before that play, but can he handle that ball?
Jacob misses the free throw, but a lane violation saves the day for Potsdam State. Novak, I believe, was in the lane too quickly. And Jacob will attempt the 1-on-1 again. Jacob now sinks this one. Jerry Welsh is complaining because some of the Augustana folks just behind the basket, just under the basket Jacob is shooting at, are displaying a big banner that they've now been forced to take down. Jacob calmly drops the second one, so the lane violation hurt. Cost them 2 points, and the lead is at 4 for Potsdam.
Augustana on the attack now against the zone defense. They still have been somewhat inhibited by the zone.
That's Artis, but he's short. Gets nothing, and the rebound cleared by Melbourne. Maxwell Artis pretty well taken out of the game, John.
Well, he was going one-on-one, and it never works against the zone, or sometimes it does, but very rare. A little over-anxious by Artis.
Inside they go to Rowland, knocked away, out of bounds it goes, and it'll belong to Potsdam. Nice play that time defensively, and give all the kudos to Jay Freestad. He's the one who knocked it away. Would have been an easy bucket as we take another look.
What a penetrating, oh, what a nice pass, nice lead pass inside. Rowland getting that ball.
Back to the action now. Melbourne out on top for Potsdam. 2.5 minutes left, first half. Inside to Mo Woods, back out to Witherspoon from 15, he's got it. One of the longer shots they've taken tonight.
Can't get over the poise of Witherspoon, number 14.
He's got 9 points on the evening, 10 for Jacob. The lead is 6 again now, 34-28 Potsdam State. Approaching the 2-minute mark in the first half. From the baseline, that's Novak, and he is perfect. The lead is 4. Novak with his first bucket of the night. Surprisingly low number of turnovers for both teams, John, especially in this kind of an intense atmosphere.
Absolutely. Shows you they're good teams. That's the best answer to that. It's the big one, and they're answering it well.
Very well coached. Rapier knocking it out of bounds. It'll belong to Potsdam State.
You like to see teams culminate their season with excellence, and both teams are.
Witherspoon with a brilliant feed to Rowland. The foul goes against Rapier, and they're going to get a goaltending call on top of it. Rowland will get the bucket.
And 140 people cheer for Potsdam State. Number 44, Derek Rowland going up for the basket. Ball hits backboard, and then is then deflected, which means it's goaltending and a foul.
What a feed from Witherspoon. We can't overplay the importance of their ball handling with that kind of an offense, but it seems every time down the floor they come up with one better.
And now a 6-point lead at 36-30 with Potsdam State trying to make it 7 now.
And Rowland hits it, 7-point lead. Derek Rowland with 9 points. Very well balanced scoring. Jacob with 10, Witherspoon and Rowland with 9 apiece. Maxwell Artis can't get it. Rapier follows too hard. The ball is tipped. And Mo Woods can't control, and a whistle and a foul. It goes against Mo Woods.
I hate to see those calls, Kevin. Both players leaping high in the air for the ball. No one establishing an advantage, but with contact, many times the official will call at it. I'm voting against it, if that's okay.
You've cast your ballot, John. We won't tell as you look at some of the color here at this evening's game. There's Jerry Welsh, the Potsdam State coach. Big Mo Woods committing that foul has now got 3 personals along with Scott Franco. Potsdam in a bit of foul trouble. Rapier can't hit it, and Rowland clears the boards for Potsdam State. Sort of a reversal of form, John. Augustana, the better free throw shooting team, hasn't been shooting well from the line tonight. 37-30 with just over a minute left in the first half. Potsdam State in the lead.
And it looked like they were going to succumb to the pressure of Augustana about 2 minutes ago when the lead went down to 3.
Rapier with the steal. He jams it home. Slam dunk exclamation point for Billy Rapier. It's a 5-point lead.
Great play by Rapier. Really shows how he can sky and handle the ball.
Rapier with 6 now, 37-32, Potsdam State in the lead. With 38 seconds left, they may play for 1. Melbourne wants to go to the lane, to Rowland. Oh, he could not convert the jam. Here comes Artis the other way. Rapier now in trouble, slows it down. A key mistake there, John.
Yes, it certainly was. Can't blame him, though.
Freestad hits the open jumper. The lead is 3 with 10 seconds left. Jacob wants to get that last shot now. Oh, what a feed to Rowland. He can't hit the bucket. Rapier clears the boards. The buzzer sounds. John, have you ever seen a fighter pass than that one?
Out of sight. Eddie Jacob, I don't know how he did it, but he did it. Over his shoulder pass. What a half. What a half.
37-34, Potsdam State over Augustana at the half. You can't ask for any better or more entertaining basketball than you've seen thus far this evening. And we'll be back for the second half right after this message. Welcome back to the jam-packed Carver Center in Rock Island, Illinois. We're at halftime. Potsdam State leading Augustana 37-34. The battle for the National Championship Division III I'm Kevin Slayton with John Andrews. John, a superb first half, and I have to admit we were surprised that Potsdam State is playing as well as they are.
Well, the tower of power here is the crowd, number one, and a very big, strong Augustana team that evidenced that they were really tough last night and throughout the season. They had the advantage coming into this game, and yet in the first half, Potsdam State came out poised, mature, ready, and executed. And we got a great game on our hands, just as we suspected it might be.
The only thing that could hurt Potsdam State, seemingly, in the second half is foul trouble. Their two All-Americans are playing well, and they've been able to escape that demon so far. But two other players, Scott Frankel has 3 fouls on him, and that could be a key.
Certainly could be. Frankel's done a great job in the first half, but not as important as the other players on his team. I think that the key to the game, again, is control of the tempo, which Potsdam State did so well in the first half, Kevin, and they're executing their game plan accordingly. How they're able to keep everybody so wide and far away from the hoop in 1 second, and then 1 second later be right under the basket is a tribute to their execution and their speed.
John, what do you do if you're Augustana? How do you combat that type of a spread-out offense?
I think that Augustana would help themselves by laying back a little bit and not playing the team out so far from the basket, because you can't put the ball in the hoop when you're 25 feet away, so don't play them so tight. I look for that to happen in the second half.
Potsdam State, the 5th-ranked team in the country. Augustana ranked 9th. Potsdam State has a 3-point lead at halftime, and we'll be back with more from Rock Island, Illinois after this.
We're here with Potsdam State coach Jerry Welsh. Jerry, are you pleased with the first half?
Yes, I am. We've taken very good shots. We haven't taken hardly any bad shots. We've controlled the game pretty well. A couple of times we were out of control in our four-corner, and our guards went a little too far and a little too fast and out of control. Other than that, I thought we played very well.
Shooting 70% doesn't hurt either, does it, Jerry?
Because we only took good shots.
Thank you, Jerry. Good luck the second half.
I hope we can continue. Thank you.
Okay, back to Kevin Slayton.
All right, John, you mentioned that 70% figure. It is an amazing field goal percentage. Also surprising and effective for Potsdam State is that they have hit 81% from the free throw line in the first half. On the season, they were hitting just 58%. John is now with Augustana coach Jim Borcherding, so let's throw it back to John and get the coach's thoughts.
Augustana coach Jim Borcherding. Jim, what do you have to do differently in the second half?
We're going to have to pick up the tempo a little bit and do a little better job in our press. We're going to go all out the second half and see if we can't get a little more pressure on number 10. We have to do a better job on their spread offense. We're going to attack a little bit differently by the wings sagging and try to take the penetration away from them a little bit. And we're trying to be a little more patient on their zone defense.
Are you going to take the outside jump shots or continue to try and penetrate underneath?
We're going to try to take the ball to the basket. We're trying to get the ball inside. We're a big man. We're going to try to move the ball around on the perimeter, and if we have that 15-foot shot, we're going to hit it.
Thank you, Jim, and thanks for visiting with us. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much, John.
Back to Kevin.
All right, John, 37-34 Potsdam State at halftime. We'll be back with the second half tip-off right after. Welcome back to Rock Island, Illinois. Augustana College. There are the first half statistics, very interesting, and certainly they tell the tale. The field goal percentage, 70% for Potsdam State. Augustana shooting 50%, not too bad. The free throw line has hurt them, as you can see, 82%, 40%. We'll be back with a tip-off right after this. Welcome back to Rock Island, Illinois, where the second half just about ready to start. Potsdam State leading Augustana 37-34. The Division III Finals, NCAA basketball. I'm Kevin Slayton, along with John Andres, and we are underway. Augustana controls the tip, but Potsdam comes up with the ball. Some nifty floor work from Big Mo Woods, who had 3 fouls in the first half, and he's playing with them. Big number 35 in purple. Potsdam State in the maroon colored jerseys. In yellow or gold, Augustana the home crowd. Mo Woods wants to go baseline now, gets it off to Rowland. Back outside they come. Little different offense, John, to start the second half for Potsdam.
Jerry Welch has a load of surprises, it seems, every time the team comes out in the court. They're going in tighter now. They're not spreading it out as much.
We've got a whistle and a 3-second violation against Big Mo Woods. So the first turnover of the second half goes against Potsdam State. They committed 9 in the first half. Augustana with just 3 turnovers in the first half. Leroy Witherspoon led all scorers in that opening half with 11 points for Potsdam State. Jay Freestad did not start the game for Augustana, but he had 7 to lead them. This is Rapier moving inside, misses the shot. The rebound comes off to Jacob. He wants to run off to Franco, but Artis knocked it away, and Schneider stepped on the baseline. It'll belong to Potsdam State. Quickly, we'll run down the scoring. Witherspoon with 11, Jacob 10, Rulin 9, Franco 4, and Perkowski 3 for Potsdam State as they inbound the ball. This is Witherspoon. That's Franco from 20, in and out it goes. Rowland the rebound, he scores, and he's fouled.
Great play by Rowland. The thing about that play is that when he got the rebound, he didn't put it on the ground like so many players do. He went right up with it. When you put it on the ground, you get tied up. Rowland showing great versatility, movement, uses the backboard so well. Quick shot.
And he hit the free throw to make it a 3-point play, a 6-point lead for Potsdam State. Rowland now with 12 on the evening to lead all scorers. Billy Schneider finds help from Artis. He's been pretty much a silent gun so far. Held to 6 points in the first half. Maxwell now from 15. He's as good as gold from there, and he's got 8 points. And the foul goes against Augustana and Price. Shane Price back into the game.
Artis is some player. Did not make the team as a freshman here at Augustana. Then went on to start about 65 straight games, and now he's the heart and soul of this team as much as anybody is. Maxwell Artis played a great game last night with 27 points, and tonight he has been the one consistent offensive player for Augustana.
Didn't even start in high school basketball, John. Amazing, and to come on with such a great college career as he has.
That really signifies so many of the Division III players, guys who started late in their basketball careers and have come on late. They weren't hot shots, but boy, they have developed so many of these fellows.
Mo Woods from the lane. Look at Rowland go up and get the loose ball and hit it. Unbelievable. Derek Rowland now has 14 points. The lead is 6 at 42-36.
What a play. What a player. Augustana still has to contend with this Potsdam State zone defense now.
From the corner, Maxwell Artis now has 10 for Augustana, and he pulls them to within 4 at 42-38. Witherspoon the other way into the corner. That's Franco, a 15-footer, no good. And there was a lot of collision over here on the corner. No one saw it. And Schneider dishes off to Rapier for the easy bucket at the other end. Jerry Welsh very upset down at the other end of the floor for Potsdam. Scott Franco was knocked on his back. 42-40, a 2-point game. Potsdam State in the lead, and the crowd is coming back to life.
Oh, they are. And they're going to really get vocal as this lead, or if it does, change hands.
Potsdam goes back into the offense that brought them success in the first half now, spreading it out all over the court. Their point guard, whoever it may be in a given situation like this, Eddie Jacob, will go to the lane and dish off to Rowland. He can't hit the shot. No foul, and Augustana clears the boards with Britnum. This is Schneider now. Jay Freestad slows it down, and Augustana could tie this game up for the first time since the opening minutes. Artis goes inside to Rapier. He's got a man open. That's Britnum from 15. We're tied at 42. Bedlam in Rock Island, Illinois. Franco now goes the lane, gets it off to Mo Woods. We're tied at 42, 16 and a half minutes left, regulation time. The Division III championship game between Augustana's Vikings and the Bears of Potsdam State.
Here comes the crowd now. Virtually everyone on their feet screaming for their team.
About 5,000 strong, packed into a 4,500 capacity gymnasium. Jacob cannot hit. Freestad grabbing the rebound, and he has done a yeoman's work in a substitute role this evening. Augustana with a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. They have never led. Britnam now patiently looking for the open man. Schneider dishes to Britnam from 15. They lead by 2. This place is going wild.
Britnam was the executioner last night against Otterbein in the second half. He can shoot it.
Potsdam State wants a timeout with 15 and a half minutes left. They trail for the first time tonight, 44 to 42. While we have a moment, John, we might make mention that in the third place game tonight, Ursinus won over Otterbein 82-79. It was a super basketball game. Congratulations to the Cinderella team of the tournament. Ursinus, they take home third place trophy and honors. As you take a look at some of the color here during this timeout, we'll recap how these two teams got this far. Augustana coming out of the Midwest Regional, where they beat the defending Division III champion, North Park, 81-68. In fact, John, the three-time defending NCAA Division III champion. Then Augustana upset top-ranked Beloit 56-53. As you look at Jerry Welsh, the Potsdam State head coach. The Vikings then went on to defeat Whittier by 2 in overtime and then beat Otterbein here in the semifinals 93-81. You've got to go for it, they say, John. The fans say go for it. Augustana is doing just that, leading by 2.
They did it last night. Augustana down by 14, came back to a 12-point victory. And tonight, they're looking to repeat.
Potsdam State's Eddie Jacob in possession now as the Bears try to tie this ball game. 44-42, Augustana leads. Potsdam State knocked off Staten Island, Albany State, Clark, and Ursinus in the semifinals, 63-61.
We're looking at a zone defense now by Augustana. They got the lead, now they're playing a zone defense. They know that Potsdam State doesn't want to see this.
From 10 feet away, Rowland cannot hit, and Rapier clears the boards to Schneider. Here they come.
That zone defense by Augustana will inhibit that freewheeling motion that Potsdam State likes to execute on offense.
Britnam, his jumper a few moments ago, gave Augustana their first lead. Here he is again from 20. It doesn't go, but the tip by Maxwell Artis. Did he get up there?
Artis is 6 feet tall, if you can believe that.
An amazing leaper. He gives Augustana the 4-point lead. Rapier with the steal now. Artis to Schneider. He's going to go all the way. They lead it now by 6. Woo-hoo! What a turnaround, John.
Is Schneider happy? Are these fans happy? Is Jim Borcherding happy? I'd say yes. Wow.
And that's not going out on a limb. Potsdam now has to do something to get the crowd out of the game. Eddie Jacob cannot hit. Franco grabs the loose ball. Jerry Welsh is screaming at his quarterback on the floor. Jacob, he popped a 12-footer that really wasn't good shot selection.
See, the zone defense now forces the offense to work outside.
Inside to Rowland. It's blocked by Rapier, but Rowland gets the basket anyway.
Fine play by both players. Rapier with a good defensive play, and Rowland without, he didn't lose any of his poise, went right back and did the job.
You saw Jerry Welsh getting ready to make a substitution for Potsdam State. They trail by 4. Maxwell Artis, pretty much a non-factor in the first half. There he is with the ball. An impossible shot comes home. I was about to say, John, that he has taken over in the second half with 8 points in the second half.
He had 8 in the first half on similar kind of shots, but that one was spectacular.
A 6-point Augustana lead now at 50-44. If he misses that shot, we say he forced it. If he makes it, it's spectacular, but he made it. Witherspoon now dishing off to Jacob from 20. He's got it.
How about that? What a tough shot. He had a hand in face, too. Makes you wonder, though, why Augustana didn't play zone in the entire first half, because the penetrating kind of offense that Potsdam State plays would be very difficult to play against the zone, as we're seeing now.
Jim Borcherding, John, said as you watch Brittenham fired up, no go, and Franco clears the boards. Borcherding said earlier today that he would like to play the zone if they get ahead. They weren't ahead in that first half, but still, you can't argue with successes. Rowland jams it home. 50-48, Augustana by 2.
Potsdam State declaring their presence. What a play.
Rowland now leads all scores with 18 points. They said he was hurt, both of his legs injured, and he's got 18 already. The alley-oop knocked away. Artis gets it, no good. Ball tipped around. Freestad gets the bucket. Jay Freestad having the game of his life tonight. 9 points coming off the bench.
Freestad at 6'7", 2 inches taller than anyone on the court for Potsdam State. He really used his height.
The lead is 4 for Augustana. Mo Woods can't hit. Rapier comes away with it now for Augustana. And he somehow maintains control. A chance to increase the lead to 6 now for Augustana. Jim Borcherding, the Vikings coach, very animated on the sidelines, up and down in front of his bench.
Potsdam State with 3 players ready to come in.
Brittenham with a nifty move, but he can't hit it. Franco the rebound. Freestad whistled for the foul. And now virtually a new lineup for Potsdam State. Checking in is Perkowski, number 43. He replaces Mo Woods. Scott Franco comes out. Pat Melbourne in for him. And Leroy Witherspoon also checks out. And in for Witherspoon, number 31, Marty Gorginski. Jim Borcherding also uses the opportunity to send in a fresh face, and that's big number 52, Dave Anderson for Augustana. So he is also in the game now as you look at Jerry Welsh discussing tactics with the officials. 52-48, Augustana leading by 4 over Potsdam State. Brittenham, John, who seemed to have the hot hand for Augustana, is out of the game now. 11 minutes left.
Still with that zone defense, Augustana going to stay with it now as long as they have that lead, and they're enjoying a 4-point lead.
Jacob out on top now. That's Pat Melbourne. He wants the baseline. Rapier's on him there inside to Rowland. He loses control, and Melbourne fortunately comes up with a loose ball for Potsdam State. Pat Melbourne, number 15. Eddie Jacob now. Out front, number 10. He leads the offensive attack for Potsdam State. Marty Gorginski for the Bears. They trail by 4, 10 minutes left.
The offense has to come from the outside, although Potsdam State is looking to make the pass inside. Very hard to do. It's like threading a needle with a zone defense. There's just too many hands and bodies underneath the hoop.
Jacob fires it up, no go. Melbourne clears the boards for Potsdam.
Artis didn't box out. Melbourne made a great offensive rebound there.
Melbourne uses the glass and he can't hit. And all of a sudden, Potsdam State has gone cold.
They're inhibited. They can't use that freewheeling offense, those driving moves to the hoop against the zone defense.
Witherspoon getting ready to check back in for Potsdam State. Schneider, Brittenham has checked back in for Augustana. Maxwell from the corner. Artis can't hit this one. And clearing the boards is Rowland. Here comes Potsdam. They'd like to run.
It's a way to beat a zone. Get back before it sets up.
Jacob misses again. The rebound. 2 Potsdam players fighting forward, and the travel is called. Tough break, John.
This is where fatigue comes in. But a look, the 2 Potsdam State players getting the ball now. In so doing, they committed a violation as they traveled with the ball. Kevin, I see fatigue as a factor here against Potsdam State. They don't have the depth that Augustana has. And this game is very physically demanding now.
This is Brittenham running into traffic. We've got a whistle and an offensive foul goes up against Brittenham. That's only his first foul. He certainly is not in any foul trouble. There's another look.
Schneider with that nice pass off. Brittenham driving to the hoop, committing that foul. No question about it. Potsdam State's margin for error now decreasing. Only a 4-point deficit, but the crowd and fatigue definitely a factor against Potsdam State.
Witherspoon with the ball now back in. He replaced Draginski. Jacob again from 15. He's gone ice cold. Rowland with the rebound. Follows his own shot and tips it home nicely.
Tell me he's 6'5". Man, is he tall. Does he play a big game? No wonder he is an All-American player. Derek Rowland.
He's now got 20 points. 52-50. The Augustana lead shaved to 2. Bill Schneider lets it fly, and he's got it. It's a 4-point lead again, and he's got 8 points.
Can't figure out if he's right-handed or left-handed. He dribbles with his left most of the time, but that one he shot with his right hand.
Potsdam trying to creep within 2. Eddie Jacob with the ball, suddenly getting that cold shooting hand. Perhaps now, John, he would be a little bit hesitant to shoot it.
Well, he shouldn't be, Kevin. He's too important to this team. He's got to keep banging away.
Witherspoon, we haven't heard from him. He drives the lane off the glass, no good. Rebound fought for. Perkowski is fouled as he went up. A foul whistle against Rapier.
Those offensive rebounds are so important. Bill Perkowski, 6'5" junior. Another example. See Perkowski elbowing his way in there and getting position, which he firmly established to get that rebound when it came down. He gets pretty high off the ground, too, when he jumps.
He will go to the line and shoot 2. Thus far in the game, Perkowski with 3 points. Price getting ready to come back in for Augustana. We haven't seen much of him since the early moments of the first half. Billy Rapier comes out. That Rapier is an amazing story as you look at him going to the bench. Never played a minute of high school basketball. Didn't even go out for the team until he came here on campus at Augustana here in Rock Island, Illinois. Made the team and became a star. Perkowski perfect from the line.
Normally a very poor foul shooter, 38%.
Perkowski once again. This time he misses. And the rebound is cleared by Brittenham. You know, interestingly enough, as Perkowski picks up the foul, Potsdam State, a very poor free throw shooting team overall, 58%. Thus far, they've hit 11 of 14 from the line tonight. They're certainly responding to the pressure. 54-51, Augustana with a 3-point lead as we take another look.
Brittenham being tied up there, foul being committed though. Better off leaving the rebounder alone after he clears the ball.
Price can't hit down at the other end. Rolling with a rebound and a whistle, and it looks like the foul comes up against Jay Freestad. That's who it is. He picks up the personal. And Freestad, who has done a superb job coming off the bench this evening, scoring 9 points, has now picked up 4 personals, along with Price. Both of the big men inside with 4 fouls. Potsdam, John, was in foul trouble at halftime, but they've been virtually foul-free, just committing 1 personal here in the second half.
Amazing when you look at the intensity they play with, too.
From the corner, Eddie Jacob lets it go. He can't hit again. Franco can't get the rebound. Brittenham way up high. And a whistle and a foul on Franco. And Eddie Jacob just cannot hit.
But he's such a good outside shooter. He's got to keep doing it. Plenty of time left. Jacob, number 10, missing that shot. Brittenham really going sky high, full extension, getting that ball and coming down. There you can see contact on the play. Foul committed. Augustana now in control. A 3-point lead. 6:40 to go.
Jacob on the season, a 48% field goal shooter, a whistle under the basket. And I don't know yet what the official called.
Nor does Jim Borcherding. He's wondering too.
5-second rule is enforced here. We get the message, and it'll be a jump ball.
Augustana not moving the ball to the basket in a 5-second period. That's a violation. You've got to keep it moving.
And Rowland gets it off. Here comes Jacob now. And he hits one. That should give him a shot of confidence.
Absolutely. Those are the kind of shots that do it. Not to mention how difficult that was to execute. A 1-point lead for Augustana.
For Jacob now, he's got 14 on the evening with 6.5 minutes left. Augustana will be very deliberate now. The Vikings enjoying the lead. They came out like gangbusters here in the second half, charging to the lead. They've led by as many as 6 here in the second half. Artis trying to go inside, and a whistle and a foul on Franco. That is his 5th foul, and he will exit. Scott Franco will be the first player to foul out this evening, and he leads this evening's action with just 4 points. But a very, very excellent ball handler that they will sorely miss.
Effective, very effective player. Symbolic of the way this team plays. Schneider passing the ball in. Franco challenging the play. Coming around, committing foul. Contact on this play. Symbolic of the Potsdam State team in that they challenge everything. They don't let things happen to them. They make things happen.
Well, John, when you came in here this evening, 5,000 people screaming their lungs out for Augustana. Most thought it would be feeding time at the zoo, but it hasn't turned out that way. Potsdam State playing a tremendous game this evening and giving Augustana everything they wanted more. The Vikings of Augustana with a 1-point lead.
Zone defense by Potsdam State throughout the game. They're not challenging the play outside. They're making Augustana come to them. They're laying back a little bit, as you can see. Ed Jacob waiting back. Knows Schneider's not going to hurt him out high.
Schneider has scored 8 points on the evening. Most of them either off the fast break or picking up loose balls. He's not been a factor outside from shooting. Hit 1 12-footer, and that's it. Britnum wants to go down under. The 2 big boys patrolling the lane.
They want the good shot. They're not killing the clock, but they're being very patient. Bad part about this is they get their shot and they miss it. It'll upset this disciplined kind of play. They got to keep going to the hoop. They should be getting more shots up.
Witherspoon nearly had the steal, but Billy Schneider showed everybody just what he demonstrated in his warm-up, that he is an excellent ball handler himself. Keeping control now in the corner. Maxwell Artis is fouled from behind by Witherspoon. And for Leroy, his 2nd personal. Augustana, John, asks for a timeout with the lead, 54-53, 4:43 left in regulation time. Augustana now with 2 timeouts remaining. Potsdam State has 3.
Jerry Wells getting his coaching from his assistants. What a great picture. Jerry standing there trying to get to his team, and 3 of his assistant coaches all talking to him at once.
Everybody wants input. You're watching Division III's national championship game, the NCAA, here on ESPN. Tonight at 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern time, you can watch live our ESPN basketball special, Then There Were Two, referring to the NCAA Division I. March 29th, that will be. Sunday night, March 29th. And you can see it here on ESPN, and that is when the Division I will get down to their final 2 after the semifinal action next weekend.
How's that for an objective fan?
And of course, the crowd is not booing him. They're booing something the official did. They wouldn't dare boo ESPN here. 5,000 strong.
Well, I'll tell you what they're booing. I happen to take a glance down in the corner. Kevin, Superfan is here, and they're not unleashing him.
The official won't let them come out.
Young man who runs around with a T-shirt labeled Superfan. He gets the crowd going crazy as he did last night. He has not missed a home game in 4 years here, we're told. Superfan laying low tonight, though.
He's here. He's not missing this one, that's for sure. Augustana's first chance to win it all. They've never played in the championship game. Twice they've been in this Division III Final Four and finished third both times. As they inbound the ball with 4:40 left. They also finished third in the NAIA Final Four. They lost to a team then, John, that had a couple of guys we might all recognize, Lloyd Free and ML Carr. That was back in '73.
Defensive change for Potsdam State. It's man-to-man defense now after that timeout.
Inside the steal made by Rowland. Big Derek Rowland once again, John, as you alluded to in the first half, a great ball handler, quick hands.
See how he knows to give the ball up, too, to the right ball handler. In this case, Jacob. Still a zone defense for Augustana. Potsdam State would love to get some good outside jump shooting now.
Head coach Jerry Welsh up shouting instructions, dictating his team's offenses. They do not want to lose this possession without getting some points. They trail by 1, 3:50 left. Eddie Jacob. Bo Woods wanted to go to Rowland out on the baseline, but he couldn't get it inside. Time is called now. Potsdam State wants to talk it over. A very important possession. They now have 2 timeouts remaining. They trail by 1.
Coaches are getting together for Potsdam State, as you can see.
Augustana, John, of course, doesn't want to foul in this situation, but they don't want to give up the easy basket either. They have that 1-point lead, still plenty of time left, and they can't really afford many more fouls. Price and Freestad both have 4 apiece. And one more, and they will lose both of their big men.
Some of the very vocal supporters of Augustana College. Jerry Welsh, head coach and athletic director. One of his assistant coaches is Stan Cohen. Stan has a son, Hal Cohen, who has been a star player at Syracuse University for the last 4 years.
Well, certainly both teams have given us a championship game to remember this evening. 54-53, Augustana leads it. There you see the Vikings and head coach Jim Borcherding as they break their huddle, talking it over, what they will do defensively. Potsdam State, on the other hand, has to attack the basket, looking for that go-ahead bucket.
It's been about 3 minutes since Augustana had a field goal in this game. We got 3:39 to go now. Augustana nursing a 1-point lead. Potsdam State in control.
Potsdam State led at the half, 37-34. Nice move. Melbourne dishes off to Mo Woods, and he hits the bucket from the alley, and now Potsdam State has the lead, John, and Augustana has to come from behind again.
Perfectly executed, patient attack against the zone defense for Potsdam State. Now they're back in a zone defense.
Almost a great steal by Woods. He got his first bucket down at the other end, thus inspired. He decided to take it away defensively. Maxwell Artis from 20, no go, but a foul. Melbourne banged into Artis down in the corner, and Maxwell will go to the line.
After the shot, after the shot.
55-54, Potsdam State in the lead. Here's a look at the foul.
Pat Melbourne, number 15, coming up. You can see, no question about the contact.
Back to the action now. Billy Schneider, the trigger man. Inside, it's blocked by Rowland, and a whistle and a foul. Shane Price took the shot. Rowland went up high, but he came down with his 3rd foul.
Well, the last foul by Melbourne was after the shot. That's why we didn't see a foul shot taking place on that shot now. Rowland committed in the act of shooting, committed that foul.
Price will be at the line. He will shoot 2. 79%er from the free throw line. Price been hampered with 4 fouls most of the evening, and he can't hit that free throw. Perhaps a little cold. He's only got 6 points.
The big man on the floor tonight, Shane Price, 6'8", from Chicago. He's a junior.
See if he can tie it up here. He does. We're tied at 55, and there's 2:58 left.
3-2 zone defense for Augustana. Looks like it's floating back now to a 1-2-2.
And Potsdam State decides they'll spread it out. Leroy Witherspoon now. Witherspoon has been quiet. He had 11 at halftime. He has been shut out in the second half.
This is what Potsdam State likes. They like to be challenged out high because they can take advantage of their quickness and their dribbling ability to penetrate.
Eddie Jacob now, the quarterback of the team.
Potsdam State patient. Looks like they're going to take it down and only go for a good shot. 2:12 to go in the game, tie game. Potsdam State in control.
They've got their best ball handlers in the game, John. The three-guard offense with Pat Melbourne, Eddie Jacob, and of course Leroy Witherspoon. They're out front.
And that middle is wide open, Kevin.
Nearly a steal. Snyder saves it into Rapier, but he can't get it. Melbourne went back and retrieved it, and that was very dangerous. Eddie Jacob now will certainly be a little more careful this trip down the floor. Rowland and Mo Woods patrolling the baseline for Potsdam, the two big men. Rowland now comes out to help out. Immediately he sends it back outside to Melbourne.
1:30 to go in the game. It's still tied. For the NCAA Division III title, the biggest game in all of these people's lives out here on the court, and the coaches. This is the one they'll remember and be talking about.
For Potsdam State 2 years ago, they reached this final game, and they lost by 4, denied by North Park. Two of the players in this game, Eddie Jacob and Derek Rowland, started in that game as Potsdam State asked for a timeout with 58 seconds left. We're tied at 55, and the last 58 seconds will be something to remember from Rock Island, Illinois. We are at the Carver Center, John, and it is packed solid full of folks. They are standing 5 deep in some places. I don't even know how they can see the game.
It looks like right now that Potsdam State is going to get down and hold it for one shot the way it's going now. I still think, though, with their tremendous quickness, that if opportunity comes up with 30 seconds or 20 seconds, that they'll go for it. Normally, when a team holds it for one shot, they'll start to move to the basket with 10 seconds to go. By the time they execute the shot, it would be about 5, and they'd have time for a rebound should they miss. Right now, we're just under a minute to go, 58 seconds. It appears they may hold it for one, but I still feel if they get the chance, they'll go to the hoop.
Potsdam State has just one timeout left. Augustana with 2 remaining in regulation time. Of course, always the possibility of OT. Tied at 55 as you see the concern on the Augustana folks' faces this evening. They came out here to support this ball club here on their home floor. And they roar in vocal support now. Everyone coming to their feet here at the Carver Center. Eddie Jacob will be the trigger man now for Potsdam State. He puts it in play right down in front of us. And he gets it inbounds to Mo Woods. Woods playing with 4 fouls. Knocked out of bounds, and it still belongs to Potsdam. 55 seconds left, and we're tied at 55. Be a heck of a poker hand, John.
Time for execution. A time you don't want to dribble the ball off your knee or off your foot. Potsdam State right now doing a lot of dribbling out there, and they better be perfect when the time comes to go to the hoop. 43 seconds to go. No question, they're holding it out now for one.
Everybody on their feet here at the Carver Center. You see the clock ticking away, the final 34 seconds of this game.
They're not looking to go to the basket. They're looking to kill the clock. 29, 28, 27 seconds.
When they do attack the basket, look for one of the 3 guards, whichever one goes to the hoop. And now they're going to go with Jacob. They'll try to dish off to one of the big men.
10 seconds, they should start.
Jacob's shot is blocked by Maxwell Artis. Artis comes back to get it, and a foul goes against Woods. There are 5 seconds left.
What a tough call on Woods. what a tough call. What a gut-wrenching call.
And you can see the hurt in his face.
Oh, he wasn't making a move at the guy. If anything, he was backing off. Incidental. Contact was very slight. Take a look at it again. Tremendous block by Artis on Eddie Jacob. Great block. Ball comes up court now. There's contact. You can see Woods doing everything he could to avoid the contact. But now the game is on the line. 5 seconds to go. Tie score. Artis, senior co-captain, the man who did so well last night and tonight, on the line.
65% free throw shooter. He's got 14 points, 8 in the second half. And he's got it. Augustana has the lead with 5 seconds left, 56-55. And if he makes the next one, they cannot lose in regulation time unless they give up a three-point play. Potsdam State has asked for a timeout. They have no timeouts remaining. But I'll tell you what, John, you've got to take your hat off to Maxwell Artis. He makes the block down here, comes back and steps up to the line with 5 seconds left, and Cooley drops the free throw.
Super athlete. It's so tough to block a jump shot. You can't believe how tough it is unless you play the game, because the timing of the shot belongs in the hands of the shooter. And for the defensive player to get that timing exactly as the offensive player has it is very difficult. Normally you foul a guy when you do that, but he did it, which means he can really get up high in the air.
Tremendous leaper, Maxwell Artis. He is just 6 foot even, a 160-pounder, making his 65th consecutive start this evening.
Interesting too, Kevin, when we tipped off the game, Artis, the defensive player who made that great play, and Jacob, the guy who took the shot, were the men we keyed as the key guys in the game for both teams. It's funny it comes down to that play. Not funny if you're a Potsdam State fan, though.
Not at all. And you have to believe, John, that they really didn't get the shot they wanted offensively down here, because Jacob had to let it fly from about 20 feet out.
It was slightly early, too. I felt it was about 12 seconds when he let it go. There's still time, no matter what happens here, for Potsdam State. 5 seconds is enough time to advance the ball and get a decent shot.
The key is they do not have any more timeouts. They've plotted their strategy, taking into account both possibilities, the miss on this free throw or if Artis makes it. 56-55, Augustana, Maxwell Artis. He's got it. There'll be time for one more. Witherspoon with 3 seconds left. He's got to get it. There it goes. He's got it at the buzzer. We're going overtime. Leroy Witherspoon hit it from about 35 feet away, and we are tied at 57. Leroy Witherspoon, who hadn't scored the entire second half, took the ball on the inbounds pass, went around 2 players. As you see Perkowski burying his head on the floor.
He's hurt.
I think he's hurt. He definitely is. At first I thought he was crying in jubilation for the shot. Hey, I want to tell you, John, that ball didn't touch the rim.
I don't know what happened to Perkowski. Obviously in pain. It's like his right ankle.
It could have happened in the celebration after they hit the bucket. All of the players came storming out.
You're right, Kevin. It could have.
Very careless
left ankle.
Happening as you take a look at him limping to the bench.
Boy, that's a scene. Talk about a dramatic scene.
We're going to see it one more time. Here's Witherspoon.
Witherspoon. Oh, what a long bomb. That's got to be 32 feet or so. And I got to tell you, as we found out today, as we were shooting around, that's a long-distance bomb. Witherspoon, the freshman. Oh.
Unbelievable. As you see Perkowski, 43 on the floor. We'll be back with OT right after this message. Welcome back. We're going to overtime. Kevin Slayton along with John Andres. John, I'll tell you, you can't ask for a more storybook type finish.
Is this symbolic of college basketball in 1980 or 81? Wow, what an ending.
Unbelievable. The miracle shots are not limited to Division I.
Let's say this, Potsdam State played several close games this year. 3 games they won in overtime, 1 in triple overtime. So they are used to pressure. Once again, Potsdam State answering the call.
They've been here before looking for their 30th win tonight. They're 29-2, both of those losses by 1 point. On the other hand, Augustana 25-5 coming into this game tonight.
Very interesting now, Augustana in man-to-man defense. When they got the lead in the second half, they immediately went to zone. I've got to believe Potsdam State loves this man-to-man because that's what they function well against. They want to open that middle up and get a lot of motion.
Down low to Jacob, shoots over Schneider, can't hit it, the rebound comes off to Price. Eddie Jacob going out this year, closing his career as a senior, has just not had his best shooting night this evening. He's scored 14 points, but he's not been one of the better shooters this evening. He will tell you that himself. 57 apiece, 3:50 left in the first overtime. Of course, we need not tell you, we'll play until someone wins. This is Maxwell Artis. He was the hero for Augustana near the end of regulation time, canning 2 pressure free throws with 5 seconds left. Britnam now made a move to the basket. He wanted the shot. You like the players to want the shot in this situation, John. Those are the guys with ice water in their veins. They want that ball. They're not hesitant at all to shoot. The foul goes against Eddie Jacob, and that is his 3rd foul.
Now this could be the key to the game right here. If Jacob is injured severely, Jacob, here's a questionable call. Jacob getting position, it appeared. Not enough though, didn't get in front of the dribbler enough. Schneider very quick. Jacob hurt his leg. Looks like he's okay.
In and out it goes. The rebound to Melbourne, and Potsdam State gets a break here. You can see Jacob limping a bit. It's his left ankle. He had an injured right ankle coming into the game. But Jerry Welsh told us that he would be okay, of course, and go at it tonight when all the marbles were there to pick up.
We've just lost 2 minutes in this overtime now. It's a little below 3 minutes to go, and we got a tie game.
We've got a whistle underneath the bucket, and the foul goes against Price, and that will be all for Shane. He's gone. His 5th personal foul, and he checks out with only 7 points this evening. Now that will be a big blow. The big 6'8" center goes out, and Jay Freestad replaces him.
Tallest man on the floor. Price leaving. We'll see an attack now, lead pass. Price attempting to get in front of his man. Rowland fouled him. Couldn't see the foul. It was done to his right. He was boxing us out. But the tallest man on the floor has left, so Potsdam State has to like that.
Derek Rowland hits the free throw. He now has 21 points, going for 22, and he's got it. 59-57. Potsdam State has the first 2 points of this overtime. What a ball game, John, and we're bringing it to you here on ESPN. I'm very happy to be in Rock Island, Illinois this evening. Billy Schneider now looking for Artis. Artis had the hot hand in the second half. Britnam now from the baseline. He can't find the range. A loose ball battled for. Artis comes up with it, shovels it up, and Mo Woods pulls it down, and he is fouled by Jay Freestad. It's either Freestad or Britnam. If it's Freestad, he is gone. It is Freestad.
Woods has had a very unspectacular but highly effective game. Woods a good forward. 6'3", also plays like he's much bigger.
Freestad checks out as you take a look
at
it.
that boxing out by number 15, getting great position under the basket. Woods is going to come up with that ball. Artis getting it, going up for the shot. How about that athletic ability as he got that shot off? And number 35, Woods with a good position coming down and was fouled.
All right, you're watching the battle for the Division III NCAA National Basketball Championship here on ESPN. Potsdam State leading by 2. We've got auto racing for you on ESPN. The Alabama 500, Wednesday, March 25th, 10:30 Eastern Time, 7:30 Pacific Time. So if you're an auto racing fan, the Alabama 500 will come your way on ESPN, your total source for sports. 59-57, Potsdam State in the lead in the overtime. 2.5 minutes to go. There's Jerry Welsh. What can you be telling your ball club at this point, John, that you haven't already told them?
Discipline, go for the good shots only, spread out the offense, same kind of stuff. Jerry prides himself on having his team ready for game situations. Supposedly spends an hour and a half every night practicing for what he's going to do in practice the next day. Doesn't want things to happen last minute. His team is always prepared.
A tremendous discipline. Both teams very, very well coached. You can tell by the way they play this game. Mo Woods, you mentioned, John, hasn't had a productive night point-wise, but he has been a bear under the boards. He's got just 2 points, but he's been all over the place, and he's playing with 4 fouls.
He's played like a true power forward.
And he hits the free throw under pressure, and they lead by 3 now. There you see his free throw percentage, not very good. We told you earlier, a 58% free throw shooting team, but they've been hot from the line tonight. Woods misses this one, and Rapier comes away with it. The Bears of Potsdam State lead by 3. They're 2.5 minutes away from wearing the crown of Division III champion. Anderson, big number 52 for Augustana, has checked into the game. Britnam now takes the shot. He can't find it. Anderson high for the rebound. He replaced Price, and I think he walked, and that's the call. He took 1 step too many.
Dave Anderson trying to get himself in position for the good shot.
They're trying a long ball to Rowland, a very careless play perhaps, John. Eddie Jacob heaved the long pass for Rowland, and he just couldn't outrun it.
Well, they got a 3-point lead. You like their aggressiveness, and those 2 guys know how to play together. It was a mistake, perhaps a costly one, but I like the attitude.
That little bit of eye contact that we talked about between those 2 players earlier just didn't pay off that time. Artis now in the corner brings it back out to Schneider. Britnam again from 15. He's got it. It's a 1-point lead for Potsdam State.
How about Britnam? Missed his last 2 in key moments, and he stayed with it.
Down at the other end, Big Mo Woods is under the bucket. He's too far under. And Augustana comes away with the ball. 1.5 minutes to go in OT. They trail by 1. Oh, Schneider gives it away. Pat Melbourne with the intercept, John.
Tell you, we got action here, Kevin.
Witherspoon drives down the length of the floor. He walked right in and hit it. Nobody picked him up.
That's where Augustana missed Price, the big man. He wasn't there at 6'8" to stop a play like that.
It's a 3-point lead for Potsdam State now. Britnam again from 15. He can't find the range. The ball is loose, but Rowland clears the boards, and a whistle and a foul on Maxwell Artis. And that could be the big one if he hits the free throws. For Artis, his 2nd personal. And Augustana asks for a timeout with 1 minute 2 left in overtime. Potsdam State leads it 62-59.
Once again, I can't get over how Potsdam State has played so tough here. 120 fans screaming for them. Here's another look at that play. Rowland getting that position. He's so quick to the ball. That's one of the other qualities of an outstanding rebounder. When the ball is in the air, the ability to get to it so quickly. And Rowland at 6'5" really has it.
A couple of the dejected cheerleaders for Augustana right now, of course, with 1 minute and 2 seconds left and only a 3-point deficit to make up. As we saw at the end of regulation time, John, that old cliche comes into play. Anything, and I mean anything, can happen.
Here's the architect of the future of Potsdam State, Coach Jerry Welsh.
He doubles as the athletic director up at Potsdam.
Jerry and Viking coach Jim Borcherding both expressing such happiness to be participating in the NCAA championship round. I must say it's an outstanding thing how they stress the teamwork and the kind of kids that they're proud to coach. They really went out of their way to do that, and certainly a reflection on both these gentlemen.
Rowland canning the first one. It's a 4-point lead. And the big guy, Rowland, now has 23 points. make it 24, and it may be insurmountable now. 5-point lead with 1 minute and 2 seconds left. Well, John, when we came in, the way the folks were talking here about Augustana's advantage, that it was like the Christians going against the Lions, but Potsdam State, as Artist fires one up and Roland clears the boards, they may have sewn it up.
That could be it. Oh, they're going to sit on that ball now.
And they've got the ball handlers to do it. Roland wisely puts it back outside. Eddie Jacob with 37 seconds left in the overtime. Witherspoon, number 14, the man who hit the jumper at the buzzer to tie this game. Rapier now commits the foul. That is his third. The Potsdam State player is doing a little celebrating with 32 seconds left and a 5-point lead.
Looks like it's going to happen. Potsdam State doing the virtual impossible. Leroy Witherspoon's jump shot with a second to go on the clock.
John, we cannot talk about the turnaround in free throw shooting by Potsdam State tonight as Eddie Jacob drops this one. They have hit 13 out of 16 from the line tonight, and they came in here shooting 58% from the free throw line. That is just amazing under pressure. A 6-point lead with 32 seconds to go, and Jacob will get one more toss from the free throw line.
Right across the bench of this team, Potsdam State, right across the floor from their bench, their fans are really creating a stir. There they are. Yeah. Let's count 120.
I don't think you'd get many more than that.
Boy, I'll tell you, and everyone else in this arena, Augustana fans, are silent. Overtime game. Potsdam State providing plenty of dramatic heroics. And wouldn't you know it, a freshman, Leroy Witherspoon, 5'11", hitting that jump shot to tie the game at 55, approximately 4.5 minutes ago.
Well, it was one superb play under pressure. John, do you consciously think about that pressure when you take a shot like that, or do you just let it fly and hope for the best?
The latter. The adrenaline was flowing. There was nothing to do but let it go. Boy, what an amazing shot that was.
Well, Eddie Jacob now pops another one home. The lead is 7. It's academic now. 30 seconds left in the game. 66-59. Potsdam State leads. Artist driving. They've got to hurry. He hits the bucket. And Maxwell now has 18 tonight. Here comes Witherspoon. He's going to go to the hoop. And he cannot hit it over Rapier. He misses. And the rebound cleared by Artist. And all alone is Britton down at the other end. From 5 feet out, he hits it. It's a 3-point lead, but there's only 10 ticks left now. Jacob nearly loses it. And now a whistle and a foul goes against Dave Anderson. 6 seconds left. The lead is 3.
Big move by Witherspoon, the freshman, going up and deciding to take that shot. He was one-on-one with his man. Jerry Welsh wants his team to calm down. He was one-on-one and he went to the hoop, and it proved to be the wrong move. He should have kept it out because he didn't succeed, and right away Augustana got it down and scored. However, it looks like that 7-point lead of 20 seconds ago is going to be enough for Potsdam State as they're going to the line now with a 3-point lead with 6 seconds to go.
Well, you saw Witherspoon limping around a little bit. It looked like he came down on the wrong side of his ankle. And sure enough, he will probably take a seat on the bench as we take a look at it. Jerry Marabito is getting ready to check in for Potsdam State and replace Witherspoon. Well, when you're a freshman, I guess you get a little excited in the national championship game. You hit a 35-footer at the buzzer to tie it, and you're up by 7 in OT, and I guess you go to the hoop then.
You're also entitled to an error in judgment.
Well, Witherspoon has had a miraculous night, 15 points, a freshman in a national championship game. He's taken a seat on the bench. He had only 11 points up until the final buzzer. He had all 11 in the first half, and he hit that long one. And then he hit another bucket here in OT. He's got 15 for the night. But Leroy Witherspoon, as you look at him on the bench, he will be around for 3 more years. Just a 5'11", 170-pounder. Jacob misses the free throw, and now he steals the ball.
Can you believe that?
He's fouled again.
Can you believe that? Every Potsdam State player had gone down to be ready for defense. It was nothing but Augustana under the hoop. I'll tell you, the odds on that happening have
have to be 100 to 1 against Jacob getting the ball.
Are just a few less than they were that Witherspoon would hit that long jumper.
That's right.
Things have gone their way tonight. Here's a look at it.
Jacob made the great recovery of his missed foul shot with nobody on his team around the basket.
Well, he missed his first free throw, and he cans the second one. The lead is now 4, and with 3 seconds to go, Potsdam State. And Jerry Walsh trying to get everybody in the game. Wayne Rhodes checks in, number 41. He's giving Mo Woods and Derek Rowland, the All-American, a chance to come out in glory. 3 seconds left. They check out the seniors as 1 second left. They are national champions. Billy Snyder's shot does not count at the buzzer. The final, yes, it does count now. They're giving it to him. It doesn't matter. Potsdam State has won the national championship, 67-65 in overtime. We'll be right back with more after this commercial message. Welcome back to the Carver Center in Rock Island, Illinois. We're with some of the national champions from Potsdam State. Of course, head coach Jerry Walsh and some of his players joining us. They win it in overtime, 67-65. Jerry, congratulations, and you orchestrated one of the great ones tonight.
Well, thank you. I didn't do anything. It was these kids that worked hard since October. Many of our athletes have worked hard all their life, perfecting the skills in basketball. It's their show, not mine.
Well, Eddie Jacob is one of the men who had a good night tonight. His shooting touch off a little bit, but John, a great point guard.
Eddie, is this the biggest game in your life?
Oh, by far it is. This is the most exciting and it's the biggest thrill of my life. And all I got to thank is this man right here. He makes everything happen. He works us. He gets the most out of every play.
Did you feel you could win the game coming into it tonight?
Oh, yes, definitely. We felt yesterday that watching the Audubon game that they didn't really play that pressure defense. And they were letting